Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're diving into a tale filled with mystery, friendship, and the supernatural. Get ready to embark on an adventure as we explore the story of Akatsu and his journey through the world of curses and sorcery. The story begins on a chaotic afternoon where Akatsu dealt with classmates teasing him, which turned into a scary fight. Luckily, his friend Reka-chan stepped in to stop it. This had happened in Tokyo in November 2016, where Akatsu and his friends had gotten hurt because of bullying. Suddenly, Akatsu found himself in a strange place with lanterns that had mysterious messages on them. A voice had told him at 16 years old not to hurt others without their agreement. It had also mentioned Akatsu's successes in fighting strong sorcerers, and had said he needed help from someone named Satoru Gojo at Jujutsu High. The following day, Akatsu woke up feeling both nervous and determined. After his usual morning routine, he met Satoru Gojo, who had quickly taken away the knife and had shown real concern for what had been hurting Akatsu deep down in his heart. Even though Akatsu hadn't been sure at first, Gojo had convinced him to join Jujutsu High School. Understanding the dangers of being alone and the potential for Akatsu's cursed power to be used for good. With Panda, Maki Zinin, and Tobi Inumeki by his side, Akatsu had headed to Tokyo Jujutsu High School. They had talked about a new student joining them on the way. There had been rumors about Akatsu being in a fight before where he had supposedly locked 4 classmates in a locker, but thankfully, they hadn't been badly hurt. As Satoru Gojo had gotten ready to introduce the new student, and despite everyone feeling nervous, Akatsu Yuta had shown up, demonstrating impressive mystical powers. But things had gotten tense when Maki Zinin had suddenly thrown a katana at Akatsu, accusing him of being cursed and saying the school was for studying curses, not helping those who had them. Amidst this chaos, Japan's growing problem with mysterious deaths and disappearances, mostly blamed on curses fueled by negative feelings, had been on everyone's mind. Tokyo Jujutsu High School had stood as a defense against this threat, focused on studying and fighting curses. This news had left Akatsu feeling confused, as he hadn't known about these circumstances before. When asked where the information had come from, Satoru Gojo had apologized and had told them to stop asking. Suddenly, Rika-chan had stepped in, grabbing the katana with her dangerous hands, showing that mistreating Yuta wouldn't be allowed. Akatsu had asked everyone to wait, wanting some clarity in the chaos. Among them had been Akatsu Yuta, a special grade cursed human, and Oromono Rika, a special grade cursed apparition. Looking back 6 years ago in Sendai City, Miyagi Prefecture, Yuta had remembered Rika-chan's birthday celebration, sadly cut short by her death in a car accident. Now Satoru Gojo had explained the situation, stressing Yuta's connection with Rika-chan and asking everyone to be kind to him. He had also warned against provoking Rika-chan's curse because it could lead to serious consequences. Despite the tension, Satoru had introduced the group, which had included Zin and Maki, who had used cursed tools, Inumaki Toj, who had had cursed speech, and Panda. Akatsu had wondered why there hadn't been a full explanation, especially since Satoru had mentioned 4 first-year students. During their jujutsu practice that afternoon, Toj had partnered with Panda and Maki had partnered with Yuta, making Akatsu uncomfortable. In a conversation in the hallway, Yuta had expressed his optimism, hoping that they could work together, while Maki had asked about past bullying incidents with her impulsive question, thoughts of his haunting past crossing his mind. Maki had suggested there might be a connection between Yuta's curse and his past bullying, saying it had been important to set goals at Jujutsu High. This had left Yuta confused as Maki had left and Panda had apologized for Maki's behavior. Walking outside an elementary school, Yuta had responded, "No, she's right." Satoru had confirmed it had just been an elementary school where some children had gone missing, a phenomenon typical in such areas, likely the work of a naturally occurring curse. When Yuta had probed further, asking if Satoru had implied the kids had been kidnapped by a curse, Satoru had casually acknowledged, "Yup, 2 so far." Meanwhile, Maki had elucidated that curses had tended to linger in places abundant with memories, particularly those imbued with negative emotions like schools or hospitals, serving as fertile ground for curses to manifest. Their objective had become evident: to exorcise the curse and rescue the children, or if deceased, retrieve their remains. Upon Yuta's inquiry about the deceased, Satoru had chanted, "Merge from darkness, blacker than darkness. Purify that which is impure," instantly transforming day into night and erecting a veil, a barrier shielding them from external view, while allowing for easy internal access. Cautioning against mortality, he had ordered them to proceed with care. Yuta, consumed by fear, had heard Micah's admonition, "Transfer student, don't get distracted," as peculiar monsters had confronted them, propelling them into action. Anxious, Yuta had pondered their next move, only for Mika to swiftly engage the creatures with her katana, explaining, "Remember this, the weaker curses are, the more they group together," dispatching them effortlessly. Impressed, Yuta had queried their direction, to which Mika had confidently led them inside the building. Inside, Yuta had nervously questioned Mika's composure, but she had dismissed his worries, instructing him not to speak of her last words. Apologizing, Yuta had noted the potential presence of ghosts despite their previous encounters. Reflecting on the absence of curses despite the veil, Mika had speculated on Yuta's influence. She then delved into the grading system of Jujutsu sorcerers, discovering Yuta's likely grade 4 status based on his lack of prior history. Astonished by the concept of a special grade surpassing grade 1, Mika had remarked on its incredibility. Suddenly, they come across an explosion, and Zen and Mika and a vicious monster find they found themselves trapped inside the creature's stomach after Mika lost her curse tool outside. They felt furious and helpless. They were told help would come once things settled down, but they were stuck with a child and an injured baby. Yuta remembered past cases of kidnapped children and was relieved they were okay. Zen realized they were in serious trouble, facing the threat of death from curse affliction, and they had no choice but to wait for help. Unexpectedly, Zenon collapsed with a mysterious wound on her thigh, leaving Yuta confused as the child asked for help. Taking advantage of the situation, Zenon asked Akatsu why he had come to Jujutsu High. He honestly said he wanted to stop harm and not feel so lonely. Encouraged by Zenon's understanding, Yuta called on Rika-chan for help. She appeared and defeated the monster with her claws. After everything settled down, Satoru understood the extent of Rika's power. Feeling the urgency, Yuta helped Mika while Rika-chan distracted the remaining curses, emphasizing the need for Sensei's quick help. Akatsu felt surprisingly comforted by Rika-chan's unexpected help, finding it empowering as they came out of the situation, earning praise from Satoru Gojo. Later, they were taken to the hospital, where the doctor assured them that both Maki and the children would recover. While waiting at the hospital, Yuta saw a doctor, bringing back memories of his childhood coughing fits. He often saw Rika-chan in the hospital hallway during those times. Remembering their happy moments playing in the playground, Yuta recalled their childhood promise to marry each other before returning to the present. Satoru asked him about the situation, but Yuta denied being cursed by Rika-chan, suggesting he might have cursed her instead. Satoru talked about the complicated nature of love curses, and Yuta vowed to break Rika-chan's curse. Under the cover of night, Yuta's student ID was stolen, revealing that Rika-chan, the special grade cursed apparition, was fully manifested for 422 seconds. Entrusting Akatsu with preventing future occurrences, they stressed the importance of accountability, leaving no room for excuses. Satoru promised to step in and stop Rika's manifestations, recognizing the mystery surrounding her transformation into a powerful curse. As he left, he emphasized the need for experimentation to understand and control such events. As Satoru walked down the stairs, he watched Yuta running the course, showing his determination to succeed. Later, Akatsu and Satoru went into an armory, where Satoru talked about the difficulty of getting rid of a strong curse like Oromoto Rika. Instead, he suggested a different approach, breaking the curse. He gave Yuta a katana and explained how curses were stable when they were in objects. He told Yuta to use the connection between him and Rika through the ring. Satoru told Yuta to put Rika's curse into the katana and emphasized the importance of mastering sword fighting. Yuta trained with Maki and showed good defensive skills, but he got distracted by Satoru and Maki quickly attacked him. Despite this, Yuta kept training, determined to overcome Rika's curse. As Akatsu committed to breaking Rika-chan's curse, Panda praised his improved skills while Maki engaged in a heated conversation with Panda, visibly upset by their exchange earlier. Despite Akatsu feeling unsure about Inumaki, he found himself somewhat intimidated by him. When Satoru arrived, he revealed his request for Toge to quickly exercise a curse. Seeking clarification, Yuta learned that Toge, the only grade 2 sorcerer among them, had independence in missions. Assigned to assist Toge, Yuta realized the variety of jujutsu techniques, stressing the need to understand curses before dispelling them. Starting their first mission, Yuta felt nervous as Satoru left Toge in charge. Yuta was warned to prevent Rika's appearance and to rely solely on the power in his sword given by Rika, as letting her appear would be deadly. They arrived at the Hapina shopping district, set for demolition, and encountered a group of low-level curses. Inumaki, looking for a throat remedy, triggered an explosion with his cursed speech, explaining its purpose. Despite their efforts, the barrier remained intact. On top of that, a strong curse was also experienced by them in the midst. Inumaki's efforts to control the curse failed badly, causing him throat pain and even prompting Yuta to step in and protect him. Yuta realized the curse was much stronger than the one they faced at the elementary school. Despite the communication breakdown, Yuta refused to let Inumaki face the danger alone. Meanwhile, Akatsu charged at the curse, infused with its power, but his attack wasn't enough against the strength imposed by the curse. Still, he promised to repay Inumaki's kindness with his resilience. Yuta grabbed the throat remedy and threw it to Inumaki in midair, who quickly took it. Inumaki commanded "Get crashed," leading to the curse's quick defeat. Yuta got a scratch on his eye during the battle. However, it was nothing in front of their major victory. Thinking about his future, Yuta wondered about being free from Rika Han's curse, knowing it would mean leaving Jujutsu High. He was still curious about the veil. Meanwhile, an ominous individual secretly watched the entire turn of events with a keen eye to the developments in the face of a potential meeting with Akatsu. After examining Yuta's student ID closely, he realized he needed to return something he had misplaced. Later, Panda sympathized with Toga's lifelong struggle with cursed speech, showing concern for Yuta's well-being. Meanwhile, Zine and Mika encouraged Yuta to start morning training and asked for her advice on improving his cursed energy manipulation with his katana. However, Maki was dismissive, showing she didn't want to talk about cursed energy. Elsewhere, the girl briefed Satoru Gojo on 3 different residual curses in the shopping district. Ajiki suggested they might not find more. After meeting with a detective, they discovered another veil had been secretly placed, raising concerns about an unexpected semi-first grade curse. They suspected Gido Suguru, known for his lethal curses. In another place, a distressed mother and daughter sought help at Gido Suguru's sanctuary, explaining how the daughter was being haunted by an evil spirit. Gido quickly helped ease her distress. Outside, the mother thanked him before leaving. As Gido prepared for a leaders' meeting, a woman told him about their meeting, but a disturbance occurred when someone demanded curses be exorcised. Gido consumed the cursed ball, leading to fatal consequences. As Gido entered the hall, he asserted the need to overthrow the cornerstone of the Jujutsu world, Jujutsu Hide, while Yuta had a premonition during his tracking. Meanwhile, Satoru watched with the principal, who downplayed concerns about Gido's activities. However, Satoru, having verified Subaru's curse energy residuals, sensed danger. The principal had ordered all sorcerers of semi-first grade and above to gather outside, surprising everyone due to the unusual urgency. A large bird curse appeared, revealing Nanaka and Mimiko alongside Gido Subaru, prompting Mecha to challenge their presence. Gido introduced himself to Yuta, advocating for using great power for noble ends within the world of Jujutsu sorcerers. He proposed a radical strategy to establish a world ruled only by sorcerers. Amidst confusion, Satoru stepped in, criticizing Gido for indoctrinating students with radical ideology. Offended by Gido's remarks, Yuta took action, leading to escalating tensions. Gido revealed his true intent, to declare war on all gathered, announcing plans for a night parade of 100 demons in Shinjuku, Tokyo, and Kyoto. Urging them to prevent catastrophe, Gido left, leaving a sense of foreboding. Suddenly, Gido summoned a huge curse, declaring his students were within his range as he flew away. Satoru reflected on societal structure, pondering the survival of the weakest. Gido posed a philosophical question, leaving them feeling uneasy as he walked away, as life's direction decided. Meanwhile, the detective revealed that Gido Suguru, a special grade curse user, manipulated spirits to attract and control naturally occurring unbound curses. He had even formed a religious group to gather curses from his followers. Disguised members of Gido Suguru's faction attended the press conference, adding intrigue. Despite Gido's claim of having 2,000 curses, most were likely weaker than grade 2. Satoru expressed concern, doubting Gido's chances in a war he might not win. The principal called for help from alumni, major clans, and the Ainu Jujutsu Society, realizing the seriousness of the situation. It was all about war this time. Gido and his curse faced complete destruction. Meanwhile, Gido thought about the principal's discussions. The upcoming night parade of 100 demons, set for December 24th, had low odds of success for fighters. But Gido planned his strategy to raise their chances to an astonishing 99%, eliminate Akatsu Yuta, and obtain Orimoto Rika. This showed the importance of isolating and neutralizing Yuta for victory. Meanwhile, Maki told Yuta about the week-long class cancellation and revealed details about his prestigious lineage in the Zenin clan, one of the 3 major clans. Yuta's curiosity led him to ask about Maki's reasons for staying a sorcerer, hinting at a deep grudge against her family. Yuta admired her determination as she left quickly. As Gido had cast a veil over the school, unleashing curses, the principal had ordered evacuation, while Miguel's sighting of a bandaged figure had added urgency to the already tense situation. Tensions had escalated between Mika and Gido, while the detective had delivered reports on Akatsu's investigation to Satoru, prompting immediate action. Gathering Panda and Toge, they had prepared to depart for Jujutsu High. Meanwhile, Mimiko and Manako had confronted Satoru, who had braced for the impending confrontation. The panda had attempted to break the veil alongside Toj. Gedo had acknowledged the breach and had walked away from Maki's lifeless body. Despite the interruption, the fight had continued as the panda had attacked, swiftly countered by Gedo. Their battle had been intense, culminating in Gedo using curses that had pierced the panda's chest. Inumaki had intervened, unleashing a deafening shout that had caused a huge explosion, injuring Toj. Regrouping around Maki's wounded body, Gedo had attacked again, injuring everyone present. Meanwhile, Yuta, witnessing the chaos, had prepared to confront Gedo, but Toj had urged him to flee despite his injuries. On December 24th, 2017, Oromoto Rika, the special-grade cursed apparition, had returned in full force, shielding Yuta from a barrage of curses with a powerful explosion. Seeking refuge, Yuta had observed his friend's dire condition, particularly Maki's. Despite Rika's harsh words towards Maki, Yuta had insisted on treating her with care, recognizing her role in saving his life. Expressing disgust for Gedo, Yuta had prepared to confront him once more. As the battle had resumed, Gedo had hurled curses at Yuta, who had fought back using the curse seals of the Inumaki clan. With a command to die in the mic, Yuta had destroyed the curses, causing a huge explosion. Seeing Yuta's mastery of cursed speech, Gedo had acknowledged his impressive skills acquired in less than a year of studying Jujutsu. He had recognized Oromoto Rika as a powerful force embodying many curses. Enraged by Gedo's actions, Yuta had praised his friend's resilience and had vowed to defeat him. The confrontation had turned into a deadly fight in the chaos of the city's center, with casualties increasing. Meanwhile, the detective had talked to Nanako and Mimiko, asking about their experiences of family bullying and their belief in Gedo's vision for a better world. Suddenly, an explosion had injured Miguel, leading to questions. Miguel had confronted Satoru Gojo using a cursed rope to disrupt his techniques. Despite Miguel's attack, Gojo had easily countered it, showing his control over cursed energy. As the battle heated up, Miguel had struggled against Gojo's strong abilities and had wondered about the end of their fight. To gain an advantage, Gojo had relentlessly pursued Miguel, dodging curses while attacking. Sensing the danger, Miguel had chosen a hit-and-run strategy, determined to last through the remaining minutes of the battle. Rescue efforts had been underway as many injured individuals had received help, while Ieri had reflected on the consequences of her association with Gedo. Amidst the chaos, Yuta and Gedo had faced off again, with Gedo summoning a powerful weapon as Yuta had commanded Rika to follow his lead. Engaged in a whirlwind of acrobatics and counterattacks, the clash had reached a critical point as Gedo had asserted the dominance of the strong over the weak by invoking a curse. However, Rika had intervened, absorbing the curse and pushing Yuta aside with sudden force. Undeterred, Gedo had argued that the strong would always be subjugated by the weak due to numerical advantage. As the debate had seemed to end, Yuta had swiftly advanced, launching an aggressive assault on Gedo and shattering his weapon into fragments, highlighting the consequences of abruptly imbuing a curse. Enraged, Yuta had continued his attack, driven by the belief that eliminating Gedo was crucial for his survival and the safety of his friends. Unaware of sorcerers beyond the school, Yuta's determination to stay with his companions had led him to confront Gedo relentlessly. Meanwhile, Gedo had risen to his feet, undeterred, questioning the rarity of individuals with the esteemed title of Special Grade, revealing his plan to merge thousands of curses into a single devastating strike. He had demonstrated his mastery of cursed spirit manipulation through the formidable supreme art, Maelstrom. In the midst of chaos, conflict had escalated in Kyoto, where Nanami had confidently faced encroaching curses, dispatching them with precision and skill. Meanwhile, another sorcerer had used a new shadow-style technique, simple domain quick draw, only to encounter an unexpected explosion. Despite being rescued quickly, their determination had remained unshaken as they had prepared for further threats. As the battle had reached its climax, Todo had confronted a formidable opponent and a massive curse with unwavering determination. Amidst the escalating conflict, Gedo had found comfort in his decision to face Yuta before he had fully mastered Rika's power. Reflecting on cherished memories with Rika, Yuta had expressed gratitude for her protection, declaring his love reciprocated by Rika. Tensions had peaked as Yuta had become a conduit for Rika's energy, causing a cataclysmic explosion. In the aftermath, Ito, injured but resolute, had reflected on his desire for Rika. Satoru had arrived, assuring Gedo of his family's safety. Facing his final moments, Gedo had handed Yuta's student ID, symbolizing closure. In a poignant moment, Satoru and Gedo had reconciled, acknowledging their shared history. Elsewhere, Yuta had woken up surrounded by friends, grappling with the aftermath. With Rika's curse broken, Yuta had found solace in understanding his ancestry. As Rika had bid farewell, Yuta's friends had offered support, marking a new chapter for them all. At a bustling restaurant, Yuta and Miguel enjoyed a meal enhanced by magical spice Roiko. They confirm they had finally returned home. Mistaking the dish for Nikujaga, Yuta teased Miguel, who seemed nervous. Miguel asked why Yuta was there, but their conversation was interrupted by the unexpected arrival of Satoru Goji, who greeted them with a casual, long time no see. With this, we reach the thrilling climax of this story. We invite you to share in the excitement with us. Like, share, and subscribe to join us on more thrilling adventures. Until next time, may the spirit of adventure always guide you.